Hello once again, welcome back to yet another tutorial, and I want to share with you something interesting which I guess you would like. It's about Fumadocs. So I personally have wondered, I've asked this to myself many times, and I wanted to create a documentation site which as well as has my other code blocks on it. For example, I really wanted to create a website. Since I'm a Next.js lover or user, I wanted to create a website which can still in it having MDX, enabling me to write my documentations for the YouTube videos I do and all of that. And I've got to this amazing tool. It's called Fumadocs, which I'm going to link into the description. So as you can see, they say build excellent documentation sites with less effort. And this is super cool. It's really amazing. I've not done this yet, but I'm just gonna walk through all the installations and all of that with you guys together. So yeah, such that we can be able to use something like this. So it's like a beautiful documentation framework with a complete tool chain powered by Next.js App Router, and it's designed to be flexible and fast. So they have really a cool UI and all of that, and also you can click on the getting started, which you're going to do later on. But it's you have to know first of the product you want to use, how many people are using it, how many people have trusted it before in the future or earlier in the future. So say they're trusted by awesome teams and developers like this guy Anthony, we all know is a dev at Vassell. So he has a good comment for that. So also, they tell us to start instantly. It's as simple as they say. So the first thing they tell us is create it, whereby you initialize your terminal, you say npm create Fumadocs app. So it will create an application for you, and you give it a name and all of that. Or you go ahead and start writing inside it. So like this, deploy, you can simply click this to deploy it at one click, and also build docs 100x faster and easier with Fumadocs. They trying to show you how to use it. You can get the products, pass them, connect and server, your connection, I think it was something like connection and server. So it's really amazing. It's something I'm going to be working with from now on for you guys. The projects we're going to be working on, I wanted you to have nice documentations about it. You follow directly what I've followed to create it. When a developer, some of the things which are hard to find the right documentations, and to simplify the documentation. Some documentations are really tough, but yeah, I'll be creating these documentations and using them in the videos we're going to be seeing in the near future for you guys to still reference on it back and forth. So it's they say build your docs. They have OpenAI generate docs from your OpenAI schema. They have enjoy the full power of App Router. Connect collections, integrate with content collections and all of that. So fully open source. That's amazing. And also battery granted. So meaning it is actively maintained and it's still open for contributions. So within seconds, you can initialize a new project instantly with the CLI. So to kickstart, if we go to the docs and click on the docs, you see this beautiful part where we go. It's you see they're telling us to get started. You can start with Fumadocs or just use the core library. So maybe I could say I want to start something from scratch, or I want to go within with the core. The core, it's something if maybe you have already a Next.js application built and you want to just add this on top. But since we're creating everything from scratch, I'm gonna go ahead and click this for my docs. So now we get to this beautiful designed documentations. Like they are so cool, as you can see. They have powers to add even AI. This is so cool. Like, oh my god, this is so cool. You can add AI you can add your open AI keys, and they walk you through. If someone tries to ask something, they can simply use this documentation directly, and they get what they want. and it's having nice features, the dark mode, the light mode. Like, this is so cool, guys. So we're gonna go on the quick start. So we're gonna go quick start, and we're gonna go the use cases for my docs on authorizing blog sites temporarily and automatic installation. So they tell us create a new app with Fumadocs. It requires Node.js 18 plus. So if you don't have a Node 18 JS plus, I'll simply urge you to go and upgrade your Node.js. So I want to use this for maybe PNPM, which I can go on PNPM and copy. Then I'll go on my desktop, and I'll create a new folder which I'll give it a name and call it for example, I'll call it latest site, something like that, and I hit enter. So I'll just go ahead and open my terminal, and I'll just try to look for that. I'll just do cd, I'll just cd, should be, did it create? So I'll just, oops, sorry, I'll just clear that and do ls. So I'm gonna get a list of it's just there as new folder. Okay, let me just go ahead and new, just gonna go ahead here and yeah, just gonna go on the view and show desktop icons, which I can be able to see back, and I'll just go ahead and rename this to maybe latest site, and I hit enter. So I can still hide my icons one more time. I just like it when they are hidden. Then I can do cd latest site, where there we are right now, all of us. I'm trying to zoom in for you, which is okay. So now what they're telling us is we add this prompt. So I'm copying it and pasting it here and hitting enter, which is now gonna try to install all the needed for us. Like, it's gonna create a project. So they're gonna ask us what should be the project name. I'll call it okay, let me cancel this because I want it to create it directly into this initialization stopped. So pnpm, is this the right command? Let me try to do something, because I wanted it to create it there in that folder, which is failing. Okay, anyways, so what we're gonna do is oh yeah, it had worked. So if I just go ahead and run this, it's gonna go ahead, maybe I'm gonna call it just latest site, and hit enter anyway. So choose context source. So there are two context source. There's the context, then it's the fuma mdx, and there's the content collection. There are two things. So if you try to read somewhere, they tell us Fumadocs on author. They are telling us Fumadocs is a documentation framework based on fast and it composite. Fuma has different parts. It has the Fuma core, which I'm not gonna look at today, which handles most of the logic, including documentation, search, content source adapters, and markdown extensions. And also they have the default theme of Fumadocs, which offers a beautiful look for documentation sites and many interactive components. And also now they have the content source, the input or source of your content. It can be a CMS or local data layers like content collection and Fumadocs MDX. So the official content source. And also, yeah, so there's that content source where you can play with things like a sanity, but for starters, we can just go on with Fumadocs. We shall experience that. So they're asking us, would you like to use Tailwind for styling? Which will be yes. And add default ESLint configurations. We can go with no or yes, still to catch our type. So do you want to install packages automatically detected as PNPM? We can do yes. So it's now configuring the TypeScript for us, and also configuring the ESLint for us, and as well as generating the project for us. So as it's doing that, let's try to go read them through. So they are telling us to read the use cases, documentation. Fuma focuses on authorizing experience. It provides a beautiful theme and many docs automation tools. It helps you iterate your code base faster with never leaving your docs behind. So you can take this site as an example of doc site built with Fumadocs. So they have for blog sites, since Next.js is already a powerful framework, most features can be implemented with only Next.js. So Fuma can process the content, ig syntax highlighting, and you can use the default theme, UI, or your own custom theme. It is particularly helpful if you want to build complicated things like such. So terminology for a better understanding of the docs, there are also some common terminologies you should know. So like the pages tree, a tree of all pages, separators, and folders. It is essential for navigating elements usually generated by the content source, all hard coded. So you can see the definitions there, and the markdown. So you should know about markdown, which is a file that can be located in a folder or available remotely. So like that, some basic knowledge of Next.js application, the app router specifically, is needed for you to run with Fuma. So it will ask you the following questions, which we've gone through. Which content source recommended? It's what they recommend, the Fuma MDX, the configure, which is true, and also install the dependencies. So after it will initialize a new Fuma app. Now you can start hacking. So enjoy. They tell us how to create your first MDX file in the docs folder, which is this content docs index MD. So let's try that and see. So I guess this has it's still trying to generate. I don't know why. I'm having a strong internet connection, but I don't know why it's just taking a bit. But usually all of these things normally take some time to do. So they're telling us to explore. In the project, you can see the lib source.ts where you organize code for content source adapters. We use the loader to read from content source. So they tell us the app layouts, config.tsx, shared options for layouts. This is optional but preferred to keep. And the app home, the route group for your landing page and other sites. Like you can name it, for example, front end, but basically they say this is the route group for your landing page and other pages. So the app docs, the documentation layout and pages, and they have this app API search route, the TSX, which is the route handler for the searching, like this searching, where user just like the way you do this, and this blur pops up on top where you can search anything, and also you can just simply click the Control K. So all of that this is powered by Orama, which I'll just go ahead and read about later. So all the content is, the search is running on the API search route.tsx. So the content source, visit the docs of your content source. If we had done the content source format, we can go on more further onto this. But some frequently asked questions are how to customize the UI, which you can read more about it. Fuma Fuzz UI, themes, layouts and components. So the design system is built with Tailwind CSS, and the themes components are pre-built elements to enhance your documentation. And they have layouts, which are essential themes for documentation. So you can see more here. And also Fuma CLI offers a way to install Fumadocs component to your project, allowing you to fully customize them, which you can do by pnpm add at Fumadocs CLI dash 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 save, and then you can just simply do pnpm Fumadocs maybe add this, the way we do like shared CN and all of that. So they have a couple of things and why you should use Fumadocs. It is free to open the demo in and see if it suits you, and many built-in components which Fumadocs has. So it has integrations with TypeScript, this slash, the OpenAI, the math, which is by the Cortex, and it's also flexible and fast by default. It is just built on App Router, no need for hydration over static components. So it is an existing Next.js project. It can work in it as well, so without refactoring anything. So make sure to read comparisons if interested. You can go ahead and maybe even learn more about this, blah blah, organizing pages, theming, markdown, and all of that. So if you're interested to learn more about that, because this is like a basic startup of installing this and kickstarting up with that, we will end on the basics. But I'll be using it, I'll be upgrading. You guys will be seeing changes by the time you will see something like this. You'll be seeing changes, like, because I'm gonna use like this on my site definitely, for you guys to have like this session of YouTube uh, documentations listed properly here. Just like the way where you can still link all other things you want to show here. Maybe a user still, if they click here, they can go back to the home page and maybe see some more things, which is a cool idea. And also this ask AI, so I'll customize it further for me. You'll be seeing by the time even you'll see the video, I'll still make a sample, which I'll link into the description of how we created this, a step-by-step guide. So let's try to check if it is finished. Yes, which it is finished, and that's a good one. So I can simply open this in my codes. Okay, let me just use cursor for this. So it's gonna open up, which it has done. Oh, great! It has opened up my VS Code. Yes, I trust the authors, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to go into that latest site. So I'm gonna go and do code space and then minus R. What this will do, it's uh, just gonna reopen the window, I guess. Should now oops, clear. So I'll just cd into latest, and so I'll just run this code minus R. I don't know why it hasn't worked out properly. Let's just close this. So what we're gonna do is now we into this. So you're gonna test out how it has worked. So I'm just gonna open my terminal and I'm just gonna do pnpm dev, since I've decided to use pnpm for this, and I hit enter, which is gonna start now the next dev development. I'm just gonna check which version is it trying to use for Next.js. Great, it is using the latest version of Next.js already, guys. This is really cool. This is super cool, though I don't know why it hasn't changed some of these, because in the 15 we use you can use specifically the ts. We can just go ahead and maybe rename this to the one for ts. I just like using this. So found changes in your blah blah, so it's gonna try to restart, which is good. So as it's restarting, we're gonna go ahead and see. Okay, let's see why isn't it running. Okay, I think this version has to use the mjs. Let's just try to rename this back to mjs, and try to rerun. Yes. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so we had not included it here. So if you change it here, I believe you have to come and also change it here into this. Okay, which is something I'll do later on. But if we come and check into the app to see the structure, you have the app. For example, you can have your front end group, your back end group, and we have this API which you've seen, which handles the search for us from the Fumadocs core, which is a search server component, and tries to access the source from the lib. So if we go into the source, we're just getting the best URL for the docs, which is at /docs, and then it goes ahead and creates the MDX using the syntax of docs and meta, which are coming in from this TypeScript source, which is now running all the configurations for us, the source.config, and yeah, all of that, which you don't have to worry about that anyways. So I'm just going to show you the structure of how uh, this work. So if I show you again one more time, if we click on here, so everything we're going to do in our docs, we don't put it into this app, but we go ahead and put it into this content. As you can see, we have content/docs, and we can have then the MDX starting right here. We start writing our MDX here. So you can read more about, grouping all your work. For example, you can group docs/a group like the same way structure of this. You can have a page and you have another folder inside, which if you want me to make a video about that, still I can go ahead and make a video about that. But if you try to go and run our terminal, just put in localhost 3000. If we run this, it should be the basics of our Fumadocs already looking beautiful, which you can just simply use and start up your kickstarting. The reason why I've personally made this is because I want to use it for you guys. Also to create my own documentations, because sometimes if I find it hard to read through a couple of documentations to find what I want, and later on maybe I lose track. Maybe I started with this documentation, I started with this, so I'm just gonna use to combine things the way I understand them, the easiest way I understand them, to be able to share with them. To share with you all of those resources. So by the time you're gonna see even this video, probably I'm just gonna go ahead and make a step by step into this documentation, testing out. I'll be making a step by step guide of using this. So it's just an amazing tool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a step by step guide of how to install this, the things we've gone through, and yeah, it's what you find there on the Slack documentation. So as our site has opened, it's already like this will be the home page. These are located in here. If you go into your app and go into your home and you go into maybe your layout, which it is having just a home layout, which is of this one has been got directly from Fumadocs layout, which this is like their original custom layout, this one. But you can change it to anything you want. You can change it and render your own different layout. But if you go to the page, one thing you have to be there seeing is hello world blah blah, click onto the links. But this home layout is just a default, which is giving you like a custom already made thing, which you can change and make your own layout, like a normal Next.js layout with maybe your different navbar blah blah. But this one is just giving us all those, the navbar installed and all of these, like the search at top, which is also amazing. So now if you click maybe into the docs, or if you go into this documentation, still will take you the same. But if I click onto the docs now, we will see our our like docs page. Everything will be under /docs/docs/docs/docs. So it will look an amazing one like this. Since this is like the first one, we don't have many things there, so it's gonna be looking like this. and all of that. But yeah, I just you can do the control K, I guess, and you search for maybe hello, which is gonna be like trying to search running under the API and try to search for what someone is trying to search through. But since we have less data, but still finally it has found it, so you can search and get. This is like the same even documentation I guess Next.js is trying to use behind the scenes, because it's also looking something like this. So you can customize it more the way you want, or you uh you know you make it look more fancy and all of that. So otherwise I won't do all of that in this video, but if you want me to do that, you can comment down and I'll do that. And please, if you haven't subscribed yet, I ask you kindly to give us a subscription. I mean to subscribe, and also like the video if you've liked the content. Otherwise, thank you, and have a blessed day. Bye bye.